Hello, this is Trevor. Today we're working on another cross-site scripting lab in Portswigger's Web Security Academy. This time it's a reflected XSS in canonical link tag. The lab reflects user input in the canonical link tag and escapes angle brackets. Solid Lab perform a cross-site scripting attack on the home page that injects an attribute that calls the alert function. To assist exploit, you can assume that simulated user will press the following key combinations. All right. Solution is only possible in Chrome. Sweet. So we know that it's a canonical link tag. It's on the home page. We need to call the alert, and the victim is going to press some key combinations, and it's only possible in Chrome. All right, let's pull open the lab. Please remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let's also open the Portswigger's XSS cheat sheet. So, Portswigger XSS cheat sheet here. Now, looking at the instructions, it said it was in a canonical link tag. And if we look here, inspect, we can see that this is the canonical link tag. It is in the head. So as we're looking for exploits, we need to make sure that, one, we're not going to be able to interact with this client direct with this this element directly, right? Because it is in the linked or in the head. Only things in the body is what we see and we can interact with. So as we're looking through the potential payloads, we need to keep that in mind. And there's really only one thing that will affect the whole page that we don't need to be able to interact with directly, but we can still interact with. And that's an access key. So going back here, if I Control F to access key, boom, right there. We've got a Firefox and a Chrome. I think the instruction said it was in Chrome only, so this is what we're going to do. And you see this is link rel canonical, exactly what we want to attack. So basically what we're doing is we're setting a keyboard shortcut in JavaScript for this element, and then we're telling it what we want to do once that keyboard shortcut key combination has been activated. The access keys do require a special keyboard key combination: Alt-Shift-X on Windows, Control-Alt-X on OS X. Yeah, so this is really our only option when it comes to the payload, and that's because of its location, and we know in the description that the client's going to hit those controls. All right, so let's see how we can get this now into our payload. So we need to make sure we use the same access key of X. Everything else looks fine. Let's remember that. Let's go back to the lab. So we need to be able to inject into this canonical link tag from the home page. If I remember right, attack on the home page. So I don't know exactly how we're going to do that. Let's, I am proxying this. So let's go to burp, proxy, HTTP history, and we'll get this one. We'll send this to repeater. I'm going to send it just so we can see. Okay, here it is. Now, are we able to mess with the host header? So what if I put blah or Trevor here, just to make it easy to find? We get it. No, so that's not it. What about at the beginning? No, that is not it. What if we put the whole thing here? What I'm betting on is that the canonical link tag is created from the host header right here, and that I can modify this No. Well, my bets were wrong. All right, let's go back to the one that worked. What if it's just like something here? Like, let's do question mark blah. That worked. So that injected it here. So can we do just our whole canonical link? We want a single quote to escape. So what if we do single quote %20 for space, and then put access key. I don't know if that's exactly right. I'm not looking for it to be exactly right. I just want to see if we can. So slash access key. I want a space here, and then I'm going to URL encode all of this. Not found. Dang. Don't I need to be able to get out of the uh 3F? Oh, I don't want to URL encode that. That's right. Control U. Hey, look at that. It did a %20 access key, but we escaped the single quote. So this is where our payload's going to be. All right, and so let's start with our script. It is canonical link tag. Vim canonical link. Let's grab our template. And let's create our payload equals, and then to solve it, we are going to get that thing. So we can just use like blog.get response, which should be the right blog, or no, I think this is in site. Get response, self URL, payload. Let's build a URL. URL equals, just leave that blank for now. Get response, URL. We don't need to save the response. We're not going to use the params. We're going to build the URL ourselves, just so that request doesn't screw up the formatting that we have. And then we'll do blog.isSolved. All right, so we're going to do log.info f requesting page URL. payload is going to be, remember we start with a question mark. We need a single quote to escape that, this right here. We need that single quote. And then we need to figure out the rest. Let's go here, copy this one, go to our script. We'll just paste it right here so that we have it. D to the end. We need to create the access key and then on click. So let's do space access key equals, we'll do single quotes. That shouldn't be a problem. We could do, all right, let's do double quotes. I need to escape them so I'm going to do replace it, and then I'm going to add the backslash to escape it, space on click equals, let's start with the console.log alert. No, let's start with the console.log, and we'll do another, no, we got to do single quotes here. It ran, and then double quotes. That looks good to me. And then we need to end. So what's the end look like? Oh, just space end. So that's fine. Payloads, we want something like that. Comment that line. Let's do our URL. So this is going to be blog.base URL plus our base URL has the /. All we need to do is just append our payload plus payload. Now the question is, what do we need to URL encode? And I'll bet you we need to, let's move this question mark. We want to make sure that is not URL encoded, because we need the exact, we need a question mark. So let's add that here and remove it here. This will allow us to URL encode all of the payload and not mess with that. So that looks pretty good to me. Let me, and then I'm just going to print it off here so that I can see what it looks like, and then I can request it in the browser to test. So we need here, Python, canonical, link tag. All right, so print it out. So now I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to place it here. Hit go. Go to console. We did not run. Oh, we haven't hit the control alt. Alt X. Control alt X. Dang it. Control alt X. Maybe it's alt shift X. This is no good. Alt shift X. Well, let's see what our canonical link tag looks like. Head canonical equals href that looks okay to me. Let's edit as HTML. Security Academy, boom. I don't like this %20 there. That's not right. So what if we change this from that to that? No, we still have it. How do we get rid of this %20? What if we did... Do we need the question mark first? I don't know if we do. Yeah, we definitely do. %20. How do we get rid of the %20? What if... Isn't... How do you comment in... I don't know if this is going to work. Well, what? As HTML, something changed. Look at that. We got access key now. With the /, something changed. What changed? Look at that. We got access key all on its own equals didn't do it here. Access key equals the first. Look, we got a double quote there, but then it's URL encoding the second double quote. That's no good. What if we do single quotes? Sorry, this is taking me a second. I'm just trying to figure this out. So access key is now good. On click, we need to fix that one. And let's do it with single quotes. And let's just do console 1. Oh, and let's remove this last single quote so that the one that comes the one, you know, before we're injecting, closes it. Hey, that looks good to me. On click, console log, access key. Let's see. So I forgot what it was. I'm not on Windows and I'm not on OS X, but we'll try Alt-Shift-X and Control-Alt-X. And I'm not on freaking Chrome. We can't test it. Well, I can't. But it looks good to me, right? Do you guys agree that this looks like, let's edit as HTML, it would work? On click. That looks perfect. I'm happy with that. So our payload is this. Copy. Delete this. I'm going to change these outer ones to doubles. And then Was there anything else? There was, oh, change this to alert. On click alert. Add that. Looks good to me. Let's send her. No, doesn't look like we solved it. Why not? So I may need to switch to Chrome to test it out. Link. Well, dang it, this looks different. Than what we just saw. Let's send this to repeater. Maybe it was the URL encoding that the browser was automatically doing that was making it look. We need a space here. Access, and we really should have a space there, but everything else looks fine. I just need a space. So let's try the plus. No. And I can't have it URL encoded here. If I purposely URL encode it, that's not going to work. We did / and this, and that's what led us to do the Do we have to have that? SS key on click. We may not have to, because that looks like it's going to function right. Just like this, right? I mean, as you can see, these are blue and the rest are red. We can try sending this, see if we get it. I don't like doing that. I don't like guessing. How else can I enter in a space? I don't know, but let's try just like this. So I'm going to remove this and this. Hey, that did it. Sweet. There's our lab. All right, very cool. So when I first, when we first started looking at this, it said it was in the canonical link tag. My assumption was we needed to modify the host header, and that was wrong. We just needed to add stuff to the URL to create the canonical link tag. By messing around with it, we got it so that we had to have the question mark. 2, we had to escape out of the single quote used in the tag, and that denoted the end of the href. And then we added the access key property to the element. We gave that a value of X, meaning that Control Alt X or Alt Shift X would execute, would be the same as a click on the element. And then we set an on-click attribute to the JavaScript we wanted to execute. In this case, it was alert 1. What that meant was anywhere on the page, if someone opened it and hit Control Alt X or Alt Shift X, depending on their OS, they would trigger our payload and, in this case, our XSS alert window. In the script, we didn't do anything special at all, really. We created the payload, concatenated that to create a URL, sent it, and then checked if it was solved. Super simple. It took a while to figure out. I was making it harder than it needed to be because I was trying to be, proper HTML with spaces after, before access key and before on click. Turned out that was not necessary to do that. And there may be a way that I'm just missing. In fact, let's check the solution, see what they did. %27, that's the single quote. X on click. They didn't escape it either. And they did it exactly. This is the exact payload we sent. Right? I mean, exactly. Let's do decoder. Decode as URL. And yeah, that looks like the exact same that we sent. Crap, where's our... copy address? I'm just going to put them side by side so we have them to compare. And they start at the question mark. Access key equals... We did a capital X, I guess. And hopefully I just didn't copy that remaining parenthesis. Yeah, it's there. Okay. But exactly the same. So maybe there isn't a way to insert escape there or a space to make it look more proper. Sweet. And they have lowercase key and I have uppercase. What does... It says lowercase. Man. Oh, it's HTML. Okay. It would be an issue if this was JavaScript. JavaScript is case sensitive. HTML is not. So that's why it doesn't matter. Even though I should do it the proper way. Whichever the way that is. And it's probably lowercase. But because it says case insensitive, that's why it still worked. Anyway, I think I've drug this video out way longer than it needed to be. But it's an interesting one. Threw me for a loop at least. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.